A very good day, everyone. We are from Tutorial 4, Group 1. Today, we're going to presenting planning and goal setting. For the overview, our presentation today included 5 discussion questions, case 1 summary, case 1 discussion questions, case 2 summary, and lastly, case 2 discussion questions. So let's get started.
Hello everyone, my name is Hana Maisara binti Roslan, matrix number T4G1 Now, we will be discussing the answers for discussion questions consist of myself, Hana Maisara, along with Jasnita Adeline and Yuliana Kwa. In this presentation, I will specifically be covering 2 questions. First, why formal plans are generated, and second, why planning is beneficial to an organization. Let's dive into the first question. So question 6.1 asks, why are formal plans generated? There are several critical reasons for this. First and foremost, what is formal plans? It allows us to set clear goals for a specific time period. It isn't just about having an idea in your head, it's about writing those goals down and sharing them. This ensures that we create concrete plans to actually achieve those goals. So the first reason of why formal planning generated is it provides coordinated direction. It gives clear direction to all employees, not just management. When everyone knows where the organization is going, it fosters teamwork and ensures we are all pulling in the same direction. Secondly, planning helps reduce uncertainty. By forcing managers to look ahead, we can anticipate changes in the environment rather than being blindsided by them. This allows us to develop appropriate responses proactively. Continuing with why we generate formal plans, there are 2 more vital factors. Formal planning helps eliminate waste and redundancy. When we coordinate responsibilities, we can identify overlapping efforts and inefficiencies before they even occur. This saves the company's time and money. Finally, formal plans are essential for enabling performance control. You cannot manage what you cannot measure. Planning sets the standards and benchmarks that we use later to evaluate our actual accomplishments. Without these plans, we have no baseline to compare our success against others. Now that we understand why we make plans, let's move to question 6.2. Discuss why planning is beneficial. The most obvious benefit is that it improves performance. Statistics generally show that planning leads to higher productivity and better financial results. It also helps organizations handle changes. In today's fast-paced world, planning makes it easier to adapt to new technologies, rising competition, or shifting customer needs. Furthermore, planning ensures a better use of time and resources. By organizing tasks effectively, we can allocate our resources where they are needed the most, ensuring nothing is wasted. Now let's take a look for the last 3 benefits of planning. So planning leads to better decision making. It encourages managers to analyze information and compare options, resulting in logical choices rather than guessing. It also motivates the employees. When employees clearly understand their roles and the organization goals, their engagement increases significantly. And finally, planning helps us to prepare for crisis. Having a plan in place helps organizations respond quickly and effectively to unexpected events. To conclude, formal planning is not just paperwork. It is the roadmap that guides direction, reduces waste, and prepares a company for future success. So that's all from me. I will pass the next question to Jasnita.
Good morning, my name is Jasnita Adeline Roma and my matrix number is 24002883 and now I will be explaining 6-step strategic management process. In today's highly competitive business environment, organizations cannot rely on intuition alone. Instead, they need a structured strategic management process to guide decision-making from their current position to a desired future step. This process is best understood not as a one-time checklist, but as a continuous cycle that allows organizations to remain aligned with a long-term goals. The process begins with step 1. Establishing the mission, vision, and the objectives. The missions define the organization's core purpose, why it exists today. The vision looks ahead and describes what the organization aspires to become in the future. However, this statement must be actionable. This is where objective come in. Objective translate broad aspiration into specific target by using the SMART framework. This can ensure the goals are specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. This will help management to create a clear benchmark for performance and effective resource allocations. Once the strategic direction is clear, the organizations move to environmental analysis, commonly referred to as SWOT analysis. Now moving on to step 2, which is external analysis. This analysis focuses on the factors outside the organization control, such as economic trends, technological change, competitive pressure, and regulatory environments. The goal here is to identify opportunities the organization can exploit and risks that may pose risk to success. Step 3 is the internal analysis. This will shift the focus inwards our management. The management will evaluate internal resources, capabilities, and processes to identify strength or core competency that can provide competitive advantage as well as weaknesses that could limit companies' performance. Together, this analysis ensures that strategic decisions are both market-oriented and realistic. With this information in hand, the organizations proceed to step 4, which is the strategy formulation. At the corporate levels, leaders decide which industry or markets the organization should compete in. At the business level, they determine how to compete within those markets, for example, through cost leaderships or differentiation. And at the functional level, departments such as marketing, finance, operations, and human resources will align the activity to support the overall strategy. Next is step 5, which is the strategy implementation. This is often the most challenging stage. Even with the best strategy, it will fail without effective executions. This phase requires clear communication, strong leadership, proper resource allocations, and employee training. Because change often meets resistance, managers must actively engage employees and ensure everyone understands their role in achieving strategic objectives. Finally, the process concludes with step 6, which is evaluation and control. Management will compare their actual performance with the objective established in the first step. If the result meets expectations, the strategy is reinforced. However, if the performance falls short, corrective action is taken. This feedback loop enables organizational learning and continuous improvement, ensuring the strategy will remain relevant in a changing environment. That's all from me. I will pass the presentations to my friend. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Vilanakwa. So now I'm going to continue with question 4. How would SWOT analysis strengthen the strategic management process externally and internally? First, I'm going to explain what is SWOT analysis. SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and strengths. It is a tool that provides a structured way to evaluate both internal and external factors of an organization that can influence its strategies. Now, let's see how does SWOT analysis strengthen the strategic management process externally. First of all, SWOT analysis helps managers to identify opportunities in the market or environment. For example, the emerging markets or the invention of new technology. These opportunities can help the organization to plan its growth and gain competitive advantage. Other than that, SWOT analysis also help managers to detect potential threats such as competitors or economic changes. This allows managers to prepare defensive strategies to minimize the risk and ensure the organization is ready to respond to changes in the environment. Next is the effect of SWOT analysis internally. By doing the analysis, managers are able to identify what the organization does well, which is their strength. For example, having skilled employees and strong resources. By knowing their strengths, managers can build strategies that utilize these advantages to achieve organizational goals. Besides, SWOT also helps reveal internal limitations that need improvement, including outdated technology or lack of expertise. When weaknesses are known, managers can take corrective actions, improve operations, and ensure strategies that being used matches the organization's actual capabilities. As a result, SWOT analysis enhances resource allocations and strengthens internal decision-making. Now, let's move on to the next questions. Organizations that fail to plan are planning to fail. Agree or disagree? Explain your answer. I strongly agree with the statement because planning is a crucial part of strategic management since it helps organizations to set clear goals and determine their overall direction. Planning also enables organizations to allocate resources efficiently, ensuring that time, money, and manpower are used effectively. In addition, planning allows organizations to anticipate potential challenges and prepare appropriate solutions in advance. Without proper planning, organizations tend to act reactively rather than proactively. For example, a company that expands into a new market without conducting market research may suffer loss due to unexpected competitions or low consumer demands. This illustrates that lack of planning results in poor decision-making and insufficient foresight. Also, planning helps organizations to identify their strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, enabling them to develop strategies that minimize risk and enhance overall performance. Therefore, in my opinion, failing to plan is essentially preparing for a failure, as the organization lacks clear directions and the ability to foresee and manage future challenges. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hello everyone, today me and my friends will be presenting case application number 1, Primark takes on Burberry and Alexander McQueen. For case summary number 1 until 5, me myself, Amirana Jabiti Ramzan will be presenting it, while case summary number 6 until 10, my friend Amni Fatiha binti Roshdi will be presenting it. Case summary number 1. Primark, originally called as Penny, started in Ireland in 1969, grew quickly to having 287 stores across Europe and United States, hiring over more than 54,000 people. Countries in Europe, for example, are Spain, Portugal, Netherlands, France, and so much more. You can see from the picture attached on the slide is the first store opened in Dublin Mary Street, Ireland. Case summary number 2. Primark built their success on the fast fashion trend by offering very affordable clothes while competing with high-end brands. Fast fashion refers to producing cheap but also trendy clothes that follows the current fashion trend. Next, Primark motivates their staff to establish individual goals while offering training opportunities including graduate programs focusing on global sourcing. Primark became the most preferred retail employers because they offer strong salary for superior performance, attracting top talent individuals. For example, when a store opened in Bristol in 2009, it had 14,000 applicants for 420 jobs only. Lastly, as Primark offers low-price products, they avoid running online stores since it is costly to set up as well as it is economically unfeasible. That's it from me. I'll be passing to my friend.
Hi, my name is Amni. I'm going to continue to point number 6, which is Primark does not use traditional paid advertising to ensure their products can be offered at the lowest price. So instead of using traditional paid advertising like what most companies use, Primark actually relies on public relations, word of mouth, and also the strategic positioning of their key store. So this ensures them to save a lot of costs in marketing and allow them to offer the best price to their consumer as a fast fashion products. And then the next point is that Primark ensures to operate within an ethical framework by being a member of the Ethical Trading Initiative, supporting local charitable organizations and committee, and also by taking a step towards sustainability, which is they are trying to replace their plastic bags into paper bags. And then point number 8 is that Primark has decided to acquire ethical trading status by increasing their employee benefits and also job satisfaction after they have received backlash for using Asian factories as their primary source for their products. So they have been increasing labor standards across their chains in China, and their goal is to increase the employee wages, increase productivity, and also creating a long-term improvement for their employee. The next point is Primark focus on their strategy to hook customer within 3 seconds at the point of sale by creating a strong immediate impact to consumer. So research has shown that 75% of consumer make their decisions within 3 seconds at the point of sale. So Primark are trying to create a strong immediate impact to consumer by having an attractive shop fittings, layout, and also visual merchandising. And then the last point is that Primark does not only focus on the present, but also they are actively planning for their changes and growth in the future. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Nur Farahin, matrix number 24002XX. Next, Naim and I will go through the discussion questions for Case 1. I will start by presenting the first and second questions. First question, discuss Primark's decision to bypass e-commerce. So, the first reason is strongly tied to its core business strategy. The brand position is set as a retailer that offers fashionable clothing at the lowest possible price while still delivering good value. Introducing e-commerce will increase operating costs and directly threaten this low-price strategy. So, avoiding online sales is not a weakness, it's a deliberate strategic choice to protect their cost leadership. Secondly, Primark avoid e-commerce because of cost. Running a full online system requires maintaining a transaction-enabled website, storing inventory in warehouses, managing packaging, and handling returns or reverse logistics. All of these activities are very expensive because most Primark items are priced very low. This additional online cost will force Primark to raise its prices. This will go against their competitive advantage, which is all about affordability. Next, Primark also places a heavy emphasis on the in-store experience. The brand depends on high foot traffic where customers walk around the store, browse physically, and make impulse purchases. The case highlights that Primark invests a lot in store fitting, layout, and attractive visual merchandising. These elements encourage customers to spend more time in the store and discover more items, contributing significantly to overall sales volume and customer satisfaction. Another important reason is the nature of Primark's product. Many of its fast fashion items sell for as low as $4. When prices are this low, managing online orders becomes extremely difficult. The cost of processing small online transactions, packing individual items, and shipping them will make e-commerce unprofitable. If Primark increases prices to cover these costs, it will no longer stand out as a low-price leader. So, strategically, avoiding e-commerce is a smarter choice. Last but not least, instead of investing in e-commerce, Primark focuses on strengthening its social and ethical practices. The case mentions how the company chooses to operate within an ethical framework, support local charitable organizations, and reduce environmental impact by replacing plastic bags with paper bags. This shows that Primark uses social responsibility as an alternative strategy approach, building a positive brand image without relying on a digital storefront. For the next question, I will apply the 4-piece framework to distinguish Primark from other retailers. Firstly, product. Primark's product strategy is built around offering a very large variety of trend-relevant items at extremely affordable prices. They focus on fast fashion-based stylish, simple products that appeal to broad audience. Their emphasis is not on exclusivity or premium quality, but rather on providing fashionable items that are constantly refreshed to match current trends. In contrast, luxury retailers prioritize exclusivity, superior quality, and strong brand heritage. Even fast fashion competitors like Zara and H&M invest more in perceived product quality and rapid trend turnover. This difference shows how Primark's product strategy is rooted in delivering max value at the lowest possible cost. Next, price. Price is Primark's strongest competitive weapon. Their goal is to offer the lowest possible price with very minimal profit margins. They rely heavily on high sale volume to remain profitable. This strict price leadership is the core of their entire brand identity. On the other hand, luxury brands intentionally set higher price to signal exclusivity and status. Even mainstream competitors often price higher than Primark because they incur additional costs, such as running online stores, using better materials, or operating faster supply chains. Primark's pricing strategy is therefore distinct and extremely disciplined. Thirdly, place or distribution. When it comes to place or distribution, Primark is unusual compared to most modern retailers. They operate solely through physical stores and do not offer a full e-commerce option. This allows them to avoid expenses related to shipping, packaging, and returns. Their model depends on large format stores with high foot traffic, where impulse buying naturally occurs. Meanwhile, most retailers today, from the fast fashion to luxury, use an omni-channel approach. They combine online shopping with physical retail to provide convenience and reach a broader market. Primark's decision to stay offline is strategic. It keeps costs low and supports their pricing advantage. Lastly, promotion. Primark's promotional approach is also quite different. The company famously does not spend money on traditional advertising. Instead, they rely on word of mouth, organic public relations, and the in-store experience. Their visual merchandising, store layout, and even their reusable bag subtly reinforce the brand. Other retailers, especially luxury and mainstream fashion brands, invest heavily in advertising across TV, print, digital platform, and influencer collaboration. This adds build brand awareness and encourage consumers to engage with new collections. Primark avoids these costs completely, again, aligning with its price-focused model. In a nutshell, the key differentiator is that Primark consistently makes strategic trade-offs to maintain its price leadership, while other retailers invest in advertising, e-commerce, and premium product features. Primark deliberately avoids these cost-adding activities. This strict discipline ensures their prices remain unbeatable, and it defines their unique position in the fashion retail industry.
Hi, my name is Abdul Naim. And so answer to this question, which is provide example on fast fashion chain in your country and how would they cope with competition from expanding retailer like Primax. In Malaysia, several well-known fast fashion retailers dominate the market, including H&M, Uniqlo, Zara, and local brands such as Padini. If a low-cost giant like Primax expand into our region, this brand will rely on differentiation strategies to stay competitive. For example, Uniqlo will emphasize its core strengths, high-quality basics, fabric technology such as heat-tex and airisms, and a strong online shopping platform. These allow Uniqlo to compete not on price but on value and durability, which Primax cannot easily match. H&M, on the other hand, can respond to trend-driven design and sustainability initiatives, such as its conscious collections and recycling program. This reinforce its brand image and help justify slightly higher price compared to Primax's ultra-low-cost model. Meanwhile, Zara has the fastest design-to-store cycle in the industry. By releasing new collection weekly, Zara can compete through speed and trend accuracy rather than a price. This is a direct defense against Primax's budget appeal. Finally, Malaysia's local retailer like Padini would leverage strong local market knowledge such as modest wear demand, school uniform, and local fashion taste. Padini's loyalty program, frequent promotion, and wide mall presence help retain customers even if Primark enter the market. Overall, this fast fashion chain would cope with Primax's expansions by strengthening their unique value proposition, whether through quality, sustainability, speed, online convenience, or local relevance, rather than attempting to match Primax's extremely low price. Moving on to our next question, which is what types of plannings and goal setting are described in this case, and how would it help Primax future's operation and expansion? The Primax case highlights in three major types of planning described in Robin's textbooks: strategic plannings, tactical plannings, and operational plannings. First is strategic plannings. It's shown through Primax's decision to position itself as a low-cost fast fashion retailer and to focus heavily on large physical store rather than e-commerce. This long-term direction guides Primax's expansion into Europe and the United States, and it creates a clear competitive identity. Next is tactical planning, appeals to Primax emphasize on store layout, visual merchandising, and product presentation. The case mentioned that 75% of purchase decisions are made within a 3-second at the point of sale. By planning on how products are displayed, Primax increased their impulse purchases, which is very critical for a high volume and low margin retail model. Finally, operational planning is reflected in Primax management, trainee program, daily store operation, and employee goal setting, and its commitment to the ethical trading initiative. These short-term plans ensure employees perform consistently and help Primax maintain productivity, ethical sourcing, and customer satisfaction. In terms of goal setting, Primax used clear organizational goals such as expanding store numbers, improving labor standards, and achieving cost efficiency. Employee-level goals, supported by recognition system, encourage staff to meet personnel and store-level performance target. This planning approach helped Primax Futures operation by ensuring alignment from top to the bottom. Strategic plan set the direction, tactical plan turns strategy into actionable step, and the operational plan ensure smooth execution. This combination allows Primax to scale quickly while maintaining low price, consistent quality, and strong brand image. Now I would like to pass to the next person.
Hello everybody. Today my friends and I will be presenting case application 2, from a grocery stall to an empire. Hi, my name is Izani bin Muhammad Taufik, and I'll be doing number 1 to 5 for the case summary, while my friend Nur Amira will be doing number 6 to 10. You see, Tesco was actually founded in 1919 by Jack Cohen and initially started out as a small grocery stall on the East End of London. Now, Tesco is one of the largest British multinational grocery retailers with over 3,400 stores nationwide in the United Kingdom alone. And they also operate in 11 different countries around the world with nearly 500,000 employees. Some of these countries include the Czech Republic, Slovakia, and even Hungary. So how did Tesco come from this small stall to now an empire? You see, Tesco actually continuously sought after only the best site locations for their stores, and they expanded by buying out their competitors, such as the acquiring of TNS's 850 convenience stores in the year 2002. Paired with this rigorous intelligence system that Tesco developed to select only the best sites for their aggressive yet well-planned expansion, and to also accurately understand their diverse customer base and their needs. Tesco also had to adapt as their customer preferences and the customer base was actually changing. So what Tesco did was that they revitalized their brand with more emphasis on customer service and quality, as customers were actually becoming more selective in their choices. Now, it's not just that, but Tesco also developed a broad product range. From selling just groceries, it is now a superstore where customers can find virtually anything. You know, Tesco has also ventured into many other business types, including petrol stations, coffee shops, and even banking.
Hi, my name is Amira. I'll be continuing for the point number 6. In 2000, Tesco launched its e-commerce website that can serve up to 500,000 customers every week. Tesco website offers a wide variety of products from groceries to retail items, which explains why it strikes 500,000 customers per week. 7. Tesco also customizes its store concept like Tesco Express to suit the local market needs. This means adjusting store size, layout, and product range to match customer preferences, providing convenience and increasing customer satisfaction. In 2014, Tesco reported a £6.4 billion of pre-tax loss, which was primarily due to its over-ambitious international expansion plan that led to increased costs and diverted companies' focus from its local market and strong competition like Aldi and Lidl. For point number 9, to address this issue, Tesco implemented a sweeping set of low-cost measures, including massive layoffs and the sale of its low-performing business, while it improved its customer service in many of its stores and re-examined its prices. All these solutions helped in reducing operating costs, focus on profitable areas, help increase customer satisfaction, and help to stay competitive. Lastly, as a result, Tesco posted its highest growth in the 7 years and reported pre-tax profit of £1.3 billion and completed its takeover of Booker Group, which gave Tesco access to new customers and increased its market share. Booker Group is the largest food wholesaler in the UK that can strengthen Tesco wholesale presence and broaden its customer base beyond retail shoppers.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Iza Azara, matrix number 2505850. I'll be answering question from case 2 with Aisha Umaira. Question 615. Based on what you have read in the case, does it pay to plan? Which part of the strategic management process were mainly illustrated in this case? Does it pay to plan? Yes, planning is important because it provides manager with a clear sense of direction, help them reduce the uncertainty that comes from a constantly changing environment, minimize wasteful or duplicated activities, and set clear standards that allow organization to measure and evaluate performance effectively. Tesco demonstrates the value of planning by consistently using long-term strategy to support its growth and competitiveness. For example, the company carefully planned its expansion by using data to identify the best store location and by strategically buying out competitors, which strengthened its presence in the retail market. Tesco planning also extended into diversification, as shown when the company entered new sectors such as banking, cafes, petrol stations, and electronics, decision that requires careful evaluation of opportunities and long-term benefits. Additionally, Tesco planned early for digital transformation by launching its e-commerce website in the year 2000. Allowing it to serve more than 500,000 customers weekly and positioning it ahead of many competitors in online retailing. When Tesco experienced a major financial decline, planning again played a critical role. The company developed and executed a recovery plan involving cost reduction, store adjustment, improved customer service, and renewed pricing strategy. As a result, Tesco reported its stronger growth in 7 years and returned to profitability in 2018. Therefore, effective planning leads to a better organization performance. The strategic management process that were illustrated in this case are: first, external analysis. External analysis focuses on identifying opportunities and threats in this environment. In the Tesco case, the company recognized serious threats from low-cost competitors such as Aldi and Lidl, whose aggressive pricing strategies forced Tesco to reconsider its own competitive approach. Second, internal analysis. Internal analysis involves examining a company's strengths and weaknesses. Tesco realized that strategy which has previously been successful, such as rapid expansion and heavy investment in new stores, were now becoming weaknesses as they contribute to rising costs and a decline in performance. Now, third, strategy formulation. So what is strategy formulation? It's the process of choosing the most appropriate corporate, competitive, and functional strategies. Tesco formulated both renewal strategies such as cost-cutting and store closures and growth strategies such as acquiring the Booker Groups to strengthen its wholesale and convenience store network. Fourth, strategy implementation. Strategy implementation involved putting the chosen strategies into action. Tesco carried this out by improving customer service across its store, adjusting its pricing to remain competitive, and enhancing store operation to reflect customer preference. Fifth, evaluation. Evaluation is the step where manager assesses whether the strategy are working. Tesco positive financial result, including a 1.3 billion profit and strong growth in 7 years, showed that strategy were effective. Moving on to the next question, 616. Based on what you have read in the chapter, which strategic weapon is Tesco relying on here? Now, what are the strategy weapons that are stated in this case? First, big data, or others can call digital tools. Digital tools such as analytics and data system help organizations make faster and more accurate decisions. Tesco relies heavily on big data as shown by advanced intelligence system that analyze customer behavior and store performance, allowing the company to choose ideal store location, tailor product offerings, and improve operational. Second, customer service. Customer service as a strategic weapon that improves customer satisfaction and loyalty. In the case, Tesco invested significantly in improving its customer service experience by training employees, redesigning store layouts, and focusing on service quality, which helped the company rebuild trust with customers. Third, innovation. Innovation includes developing new product, service, or business model. Tesco demonstrates innovation by entering new industries such as banking and cafes by creating different store formats like Tesco Express to serve customers conveniently in urban areas. Fourth, quality. Quality is not a strategic weapon. Tesco emphasized improving product quality while maintaining value for money pricing, which allow it to remain competitive even when facing pressure from discount retailers. Fifth, employee skills and loyalty. Skills and committed employees are essential for executing strategies effectively. In Tesco Recovering Plan, improvement in customer service require employees to be better trained and more engaged, which show importance of the workforce skills in supporting strategic change.
Hi everyone, my name is Nur Arisha Umaira binti Mazlan and my matrix number is 240000732. And today I'll be answering some questions. So first question is, do you believe gathering information is important for Tesco to win markets? Why or why? And my answer is yes, gathering information is extremely important for Tesco to win markets. Tesco's success has always been driven by its strong ability to understand customer behavior and market trends. The company uses data and business intelligence systems to carefully evaluate locations, pricing preferences, and product demands. This allows Tesco to select the best store sites, offer the right product mix, and customize promotion for different customer segments. Additionally, information helps Tesco respond to competition from discount retailers like Aldi and Lidl by adjusting prices and improving store efficiency. By continuously gathering and analyzing market information, Tesco can make strategic decisions, enhance its customer experience, and stay ahead in the highly competitive retail industry. All in all, without reliable information, Tesco would risk poor decisions that could weaken its market position. Moving on to the next question. How do you describe Tesco's renewal strategy? Would you change anything about it? For my answer, Tesco's renewal strategy focuses on improving its financial health and rebuilding customer trust after facing major losses. This strategy includes improving customer service in existing markets and reassessing price to stay competitive. So overall, this renewal strategy shows Tesco shifting back to core strengths, serving domestic customer better and reinforcing its dominance in the United Kingdom before aggressively growing abroad again. And next, if I were to change anything, I would recommend Tesco to also invest more in digital transformation such as online delivery and mobile shopping features, and also strengthen their loyalty program to retain price-sensitive customers. To conclude, Tesco is on the right path, but expanding digital capabilities and sustainability focus will support long-term competitiveness. So that's all for me. We'll move to the next presenter. Thank you.